Hi, we're Group 22, and this is our second show and tell. We will present the app's workflow diagram, our threaded design diagram, division of work, and what to expect in the final project. Lastly, we will show a quick demo of our current progress. So, our app workflow and threaded design diagrams are up now. This diagram shows the overall workflow of our app from launch through updating core information. When the app launches, we start in main activity, which handles all the navigation between our main screens. From there, the user can switch between the home fragment, the map fragment, and the add court fragment using the bottom navigation. From home or map, the user can tap on a court to open the court detail screen. That's where they see information about a specific court and perform a check-in. When a check-in is submitted, it goes to our court's backend in Firestore. Firestore then drives auto updates of the court data. So when court status is changed in the database, those changes are pushed back to the app and reflected in the home and map screens. In short, main activity manages navigation between home, map, add court, and court details. User actions like check in, update courts in Firestore, and those updates flow back into the app so other users see the latest availability without having to manually refresh. This is our threaded design diagram. It shows what runs on the UI thread and what we push to a background thread. On the UI thread, we have visible components, add core fragment, map fragment, and home fragment, which are all hosted by main activity. We also treat the home view model as part of the UI layer from the app's point of view. This is because it exposes live data to these fragments. These components draw the screens and react to user input. However, they don't do heavy work themselves. Below is the background thread section. This is where our court repository lives, along with Firestore, which is our court's database, the location service, and the coroutines we use in the map fragment. All Firestore work, such as add, update, delete, and listen, is launched in coroutines using dispatchers.io. So network and database operations don't block the main thread. The diagram shows this as launch parentheses dispatchers.io close parentheses. When we do need to test the UI from there, we switch back with something like with context parentheses main close parentheses before updating UI related states. For location, we call get user location on the background thread. And once we have a result, we use with context open parentheses main close parentheses to call update user location. So moving the map camera and updating markers always happens on the UI thread. The current location snapshot listener callback is also on the background side of the diagram. It receives updates from Firestore off the main thread. From there, we turn those callbacks into model objects and then update our live data or state flow in a thread safe way so the UI can react. On the UI side, the fragments simply observe live data from the view model. When data changes, the recycler view or the map UI updates automatically on the main thread. The key idea being all the expensive work, such as Firestore calls, repository logic, location lookups, all happen on the background thread. Only the final state and the UI updates run on the main thread, which keeps the app responsive while still reacting in real time to Firestore and location changes. For division of tasks up until show and tell 2, Hugo and Rohin took the lead on core features. They implemented the home screen logic that filters between tennis and basketball courts, sorts them by distance, and limits results to about 25 kilometers from your current location. They also wired our app to Firebase Firestore, including the real-time snapshot listeners and offline caching, and hooked up maps so it shows the nearest courts around either your current or search location and lets you jump into the detail screen. Harry and I, Tanvir, focused more on the UI and structure. We worked on the home and details layout, how the filters and status labels appear to the user, and how court information and photos are shown in the UI. We also helped wire up the details and add court flows so new courts you add actually show up on the home and on the map. On top of that, we maintain the app workflow diagram and the new threaded design diagram and put together the slides and demo. So what's upcoming in our final product? The next big step is to finish the check-in backend so that the button on the details page actually writes to Firestore and updates the court status and last verified time across devices. We will also add smarter rules around check-in, like only allowing it within about 100 meters of the court and automatically expiring old reports in the background so the data stays fresh. On top of that, we want notifications for favorite courts using a foreground service and Firebase authentications so users can sign in, protect the database, and save things like their favorite courts. We will use the Firebase storage to support user uploaded photos so you can see up-to-date pictures of each court. And we'll add live weather plus a proper settings screen for things like username, home address, and notification preferences. Next up is our current progress demo. In the app, it will ask you if you want to grant it location permission. If you do click yes, the first thing that will show up are the nearby courts. You can adjust this distance between 1 all the way to 25. And you can adjust whether you see only tennis courts, whether you only see basketball courts, or both. Do you notice how they both have, or they all have icons between them? Either tennis icon or basketball icon. If they have neither, that means both are present at that site. You can do available courts only as well. You see how Camrose Park disappeared? And now it reappeared. You can also go to maps and then go. You can go off your current location in maps, or you can go off of a search location. Let's do SFU, it's the most neutral. And you can zoom out of the screen. You can choose Richard Bolton Park. You can click see details. You can do Caribou Park, which has tennis courts, amenities including a practice wall, 2 courts available. And for check-in, I'm going to do a drop-in here of how a check-in would look. However, this check-in button itself isn't wired in, but we do have access to Firestore, and we can change it. Next, we'll show you how to add a court. We'll start with a pretty famous court. I'm just going to fill in the details here, and then we'll get back to it. Okay, now that I've filled out all the details, we'll apply this. We'll skip to it here. McSpadden Park is now available here, with 2 out of 2 courts available. For the settings, you'll see username, address, and other settings. We will change this to show you notification preferences. Okay. Going back to your court, I wanted to show you something. So if you input, let's say, Celano 15, practice wall. However, if you do just a random address that isn't right, because it can't find the location, it will not save. It will not allow you to save it. Thanks for watching our demo. Thanks for watching our presentation. Have a good day.